Like my colleagues who have spoken already about this, I am outraged at the humanitarian crisis that President Trump has created on our southern border. Pediatricians, psychologists, and health professionals have been raising the alarm about the irreparable harm, including brain development and long-term behavioral health issues, that forcibly separating children from their parents can cause. We must strengthen border security, but we have to do that in a way remaining true to our American values. And I think we all agree here that this isn't about politics, it's about our moral obligation to stand up and act in the face of clear and absolute injustice. The President created this crisis, and unfortunately his executive order seems to have created even more confusion at HHS and other agencies scrambling to implement it. And then frankly, Secretary Azar yesterday further confused things by testifying that in order for children to be reunited with parents who have asylum claims, the parents have to give up the asylum claims, which is a violation of so many fundamental American values that it's just hard to grasp. So, Mr. Ritchie, I am participating in formal requests to your office to review the Office of Refugee Resettlement's response to the administration's practice of separating children and parents. I know this isn't your specific area, but as a representative of your office, do you know whether you plan to investigate the response to this issue of family separation?
Yes, so you're correct, it's not my area, but I do know a bit about this. I know it's a high priority within our office, and I did, knowing, obviously
Right.
that this is such a high priority there and that I was coming here today, I asked the people that were doing it a little bit about it, so I can tell you what I do know. We obviously have some past work on the ORR, the office work that's looked at some of the prior work where we've looked at abuse and neglect involving children. And what we have ongoing right now and planned, we're planning nationwide work that's going to focus on the health and safety of the children in the facilities. It's underway, so the plan is in place. In fact, we had sort of boots on the ground investigators, auditors last week at 4 facilities, and they're back now in the office planning the work. We could certainly set up a briefing for you or anyone else that's interested in that as soon as that work is ready, because we are, concerned, want to have the oversight of that and see how things are going. We also are wrapping up some work at 11 facilities and looking at the health and safety controls that were in place. That actually is prior to 2018, but it is going to serve as the launching point to here, but the data is prior to the 2018, so it may not reflect the current condition, but it'll reflect some of the current work that we'll be doing.
Well, thank you for the response, and thank you for thinking ahead to this hearing and anticipating that we may be interested in it and asking about it. What I would ask is that you bring a message back to Mr. Levinson and the rest of the IG's office. This issue, what is happening to these children today, now, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, month that they are separated from their parents is doing them irreparable harm. And I would hope and expect that the department reprioritize as necessary to get not only boots on the ground to find out what's happening, but also to develop a policy that is consistent and reflects the urgency and the priority that the American people place on reuniting these children. Certainly, the government of the United States of America can reunite 2,000 children, and it's a little bit over 2,000 children if Secretary Azar's testimony yesterday was correct,